All right, so let's just play the hypothetical game, Helima, if you wouldn't mind. Let's say Chris Wright does get confirmed, or there's some other way around the Senate confirmation process, whether it's a recessed appointment, whatever else it is. If he is the Secretary of Energy, what does that mean for U.S. energy policy? And maybe for investors, most importantly, what does that mean for prices, specifically for oil?
I mean, certainly it means a more permissive permitting environment. So we would expect going forward less regulation, ease of permitting. When we think about LNG, and he's seen as a pioneer of the shale gas revolution, we could expect to see that LNG export permitting pause that President Biden introduced. That would be one of the first items I think that would get repealed. Questions about what would happen with unspent IRA funds, questions about, he's not a big fan of clean energy subsidies, so expect those to potentially be rolled back. But I think the interesting question is, what is the path to reducing energy prices by 50%? And you've had CEOs like Exxon's Darren Woods on this network essentially saying that it's not the regulatory environment that is holding back production. It is, what shareholders want. Shareholders want capital discipline. So the question is, are we going to see a change in the boardrooms that permit more drilling? That's going to be, I think, the interesting question to the path of lower energy prices.
All right. In addition to the possible selection of Chris Wright as the Secretary of Energy, there's a lot of other issues for the Trump administration coming in. I know one area you're looking at is the U.S.-Iran relationship with the incoming administration. What could that potentially mean for investors?
Well, this is a really interesting question. Again, the path to 50% lower energy prices. What does that mean for Iran? Because they have signaled, the incoming Trump team has signaled that maximum pressure sanctions are back on the table. And Iranian oil exports under President Biden have climbed to a 5-year high, mainly because of less stringent enforcement of the existing sanctions. And so the question is, if you have these sanctions rigorously enforced, do you see a significant drop in Iranian oil exports? Now, what is different now than in 2019 is basically all those exports are going to China. So what measures will the incoming administration bring in to basically incentivize China to not take those imports? Now, there is a new legislation that passed the House but not the Senate, the SHIP Act, which would penalize foreign ports that take Iranian barrels. Is that deployed to change the calculus of China when it comes to Iranian oil imports? But again, less Iranian oil on the market, you're going to have to make that up somewhere else if you want lower energy prices.
All right, so I want to come full circle. We had our Dan Murphy on earlier. He talked to the current administration official, Jennifer Granholm. Her basically saying that if the Trump administration tries to repeal the Inflation Reduction Act, that would be basically shooting ourselves in the foot when it comes to our energy policy and also, of course, clean energy. What's your view on the idea that the Inflation Reduction Act could be repealed? How does it impact the oil market, other energy markets, our relationship with other countries, et cetera? Just kind of give us a kind of a wide-ranging opinion on this one, Helima.
Well, the position that Jennifer Granholm was essentially saying was that a number of these projects are in red states. And so the political calculus of an incoming administration, when they look at where these projects are, will essentially say, okay, let's keep these projects in place. What I think is the interesting question is going to be, though, there are significant amounts of unspent IRA funds. And I think that is what is up in play initially is going to be, do you just simply redeploy those funds to other projects that are more aligned with your political agenda? So I think that's going to be the initial question is, what happens to the unspent IRA funds?